Welcome back to Let Glory Shine. I'm your host, Martha Glory, and I am here with the fabulous, amazing, oh my gosh, awesome Zoraida Morales. And we're going to continue our conversation from last week. And I'm so excited to do this because if you caught last week's episode, we were just getting started when time ran out. So we're going to jump right back in. I'm going to welcome Zoraida Morales back to the stage, and we're just going to dive right back in to where we left off last week. And we were talking about how seasons in life, run out, and that we get to choose how we move on. And sometimes that means removing people, ending marriages, things like that. And we talked about how your marriage ended. And so I want you to pick up where you left off and just roll with it. Tell us more about your testimony.
Well, first, let me say thank you so much for having me back. I enjoy I enjoy having these conversations with you. And they go so quickly that I was so excited to be back. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'd like to I like to because I want to pick up where we left off, right? Removing people, places, and things that no longer served us, that no longer are an asset to this new becoming that we are metamorphosing into. It's how I created the three pillars of nutrition: mental, physical, and spiritual. These are my three pillars. This is what I teach. It prevented me from having a nervous breakdown. Or I probably did and didn't even know it. But I knew that I needed something because my oncologists were saying, here's a pill. Go have a good life. Eat well. Create a good sleeping pattern. You're going to be fine. And I had no idea what the fuck that meant. Because they were only treating the outside, the external. They weren't
Symptoms.
treating me here.
Yeah.
And here was fear,
Mm.
anxiety. It, my heart broke. I actually, when I got my diagnosis, I had a conversation with God and I went like this: I quit. I quit you. Now, that's a
Mm.
phrase that we said in the South Bronx of New York City in the 70s. I quit you. That meant I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you again because I was angry.
Mm.
Could you do this to me? I have five miscarriages. I'm from generational poverty. I'm the cycle breaker. What? And now you let this happen? But here was the big thing I want everyone to take away. He was with me all along. I just wasn't asking for him. So 10 years later, I'm in a New York apartment. I'm divorced, taking chemo. I get laid off. So I go to New York for my job and then I get laid off because COVID is here. I sell my kids' childhood home. I'm in a two-bedroom apartment, almost in the same tenement that I lived in the South Bronx. This time I was in Queens. And I'm surrounded by 2,500 square feet of boxes. And I was lonely and I was fearful. And I just sat on a box and just looked up. And this is like 10 years later. And I say to God, I need you. I need you to love me. I need you to hold me.
Mm.
I need you to protect me. I need you to tell me that everything's going to be okay because I'm scared and I'm alone. And everyone is mad at me. And I'm sorry I haven't been around. I'm sorry I haven't been asking for you, but I need you. And he hugged me. I feel it now. He hugged me. Now, I'm 5'6", 5'7". To me, God is 6'3". So I just leaned into him and I just cried and I cried and I cried. And it must have been like 20, 30 minutes. And I cried for all the years that I didn't give myself permission because I felt guilty. I felt shame. And I just let it all out. Why? I felt safe. He, I knew he had me. I knew that I was going to be okay. But I was releasing so much baggage,
Mm.
so much sadness and anger, and I had to forgive myself. We'll talk about forgiveness later on. And then I just got up. God, I feel it now. And I started to unpack. But I knew that I was going to be okay because he told me that he was always there. He was just waiting for me to call him.
Mm.
And that's when I realized, in the few months after that, I realized that he's there for everyone. It wasn't just for me, he's there for everyone. We just have to reach out because remember, he's got a lot of people to take care of. Right? So, and he has shown up for me in so many ways. I'm telling you, if I were to tell you all the things, and it's not just me, he does this for all of us. That was the biggest gift. So when I speak on podcasts and when I write books and I say that I'm going to make people uncomfortable when I say this, that the cancer was a gift for me.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be for everyone else, but for me, it was a gift.
Yep.
It's because of the experiences that I opened myself to.
Yes.
And not to say everything is perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. I don't even like using that word. But I have such love now. And I don't have a car, and I don't have a house, and I don't have that over $100,000 job. But here,
You have
oh,
peace,
this is everything right here.
joy. Yep. Yep.
Hope, joy, love, peace. That's priceless.
It's priceless. Wow. Thank you for sharing. And I resonate so deeply with so much of what you just shared. I had a I quit you moment with God.
Did you?
Yeah. And it, looking back, I realized that I had to go through even that. I had to quit even God in order to find self. And when you shared the visual of the boxes, my whole life was boxes and cages and prisons of my trauma, of the identities that I took on in order to survive. So when you shared about beginning to unpack, I saw that so clearly as the beginning of my trauma healing journey of finally starting to unpack and break free of the prisons, of the cell, of the cage, of the boxes, right? And then to look back 14 years now, I've been on this journey, and to look back to when I finally accepted back God back into my life and getting that hug, I had the same experience. It looked different. For me, God is not 6'3". God is like 11, 12. Like it's just so enormously omnipresent, just so huge, right? But I remember the hug and I remember God saying, I didn't run from you. I was always here and I was always going to wait for you to come back.
Yeah.
I didn't change. I'm the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And I love you. And I'll teach you to love you because I can't love myself unless I understand I was loved first.
Yes.
And that's something I don't know that everybody gets is we can't truly know the love of self and understand the devotion to self
Yeah.
until we feel loved by our creator. You can feel loved by your parents, by your friends, by your kids. It's different.
Different.
It's a soul love
So love.
that is so deep and omnipresent and raw because nothing escapes that love. There's no sin too big. There's no mistake too bad, right? His love never changes and it's always waiting for us to reclaim it. And so I felt that so deep. And then when you talked about just being held in the embrace of our creator and crying, I remember that guttural cry for me. It was a guttural cry.
Yeah.
And the reason I could cry that and the reason you could cry and you said it was safety. I had never been safe in my entire life. My nervous system had been hijacked from age 7, as yours,
For
or
me. Yeah.
earlier. Right. That's just the first memorable hijack, right?
Yeah.
And so I had never felt safety.
Yeah.
I had never felt safe to be in this physical form. And so that guttural cry, that guttural release, that permission I gave myself to say, I'm going to live in this space, in this safety of me and you. That's it. Everything else can go. I'll figure it out. I'll navigate it
Yeah.
because my strength comes from here. My strength comes from the one who knows me better than anybody else, God and me. It doesn't come from an external source.
That's right. That's right.
So I felt that I felt your sharing so, so deeply because I'm like, how are we so aligned? But I think when you've gone through the things that we have and you've had to reclaim self in the ways that we've had to, you have to go through a metamorphosis. And so often there are likenesses
Yeah.
to those journeys. So I want you to talk about what are you doing now? What are you doing with all this learning, with all of this enlightenment, all this evolution? Like, how are you making an impact? How are you serving, right? Because I know from my pillars is heal, elevate, serve because none of us, there's no reason to heal if you're not going to elevate and then you're not going to serve and give back. There's no, I just, that
Yeah.
hit me
Yeah.
one day of God's like, why are you going to heal if you're just going to keep it all for yourself? Like
Right.
that's not who I created you to be. I
Right.
created you for more. So what are you going to do with that? So what are you doing to
Oh, wow.
serve?
You know, I've always been a teacher. Um, Everyone's always come for me for advice. I've always was always the caregiver. The oldest from a Puerto Rican household. I was brought up, groomed to serve, groomed to take care of my elders and their feelings and take care of my siblings. And no one gave a shit about me. Let me reframe. They loved me in the way they
Knew
knew how
how.
to love me,
Yeah.
right? They worked with what they had with their own limiting beliefs and their own traumas. But I felt very lonely as a child. Internally, didn't feel loved. Um, and so now, because of my relationship with God, my archangels, my ancestors, the babies that I couldn't bring here to this world. I get to help people. We really help people. I help them rebuild their energy, their clarity, their sense of self after seasons of burnout, caregiving, illness, and simply just life being life. And everything I teach comes from lived experience.
Mm.
And I had no idea that I was documenting all this, right? Until I moved near the ocean, near the Atlantic Ocean. And so now I walk alongside others while they're, because I'm still going through my own metamorphosis, right? I'm still learning lessons. And my mother had a stroke recently. So as a long distance caregiver, I'm learning even more
Mm.
um, about what my caregivers are going through. So I've walked through survival mode and I've rebuilt myself more than once. And I'm here to help people to remind them that it's possible, that hope is your birthright.
We
And I
remind,
love it.
yes,
I love the work I do.
we remind people who they are and
And that they matter.
what their birthrights are and that they matter. And when people really truly grasp that, they realize that anything is possible. And it gives
Mhm.
them the permission to say, oh, and start asking the questions. How do I want to live my life?
Yeah. And I'll give you a perfect example. So, mental nutrition, right, is the stories we tell ourselves, is the things that we don't say to others, but we say it to ourselves. It's that mind and ego overriding the heart. So, I help people reframe because I've had to reframe. And let me just say that I've worked with hypnotherapists, energy recoders, family constellation people, IFS people. I mean, I've worked because I have past life stuff. I have generational stuff. This isn't just childhood.
No.
So I've had to tap into that. I've had to rewire. And so with the mental nutrition and devotion to self, it's how I start my day and how I end my day. And it's about me or you, right? Not giving from that not giving from an empty cup and not giving from a full cup. You're giving from that overflowing cup. So in the morning, I wake up. Oh, good morning, love. This is how I speak to my heart. Good
Yeah.
morning. Ah, what do you need from me today? What are you feeling? What do you want? Sometimes my heart says, like today, oh, we get to be with Martha today, right? There have been times where it's like, oh, I want to go back to sleep. I'm tired. That's the body telling you it needs more rest, right? So it's that doing that body scan in the morning and really listening to what you need.
Yeah.
I do meditation. Sometimes I need to clear my chakras and rebalance them because I've had nightmares in the night, right? Um, I read, I journal, I meditate, I do yoga, I have a cup of tea. I kind of putter on my. I don't look at emails, I don't look at texts. I play music, I dance in front of my mirror. Whatever I want to do, I start my day, right? By 11:30, I'm ready. And oh, I get up like 6:30 in the morning. By 11:30, I'm ready for my first client. I now have the ability to pour all day long. And I work with people from around the world. So we're talking different timelines, right? Sometimes I have a 9 o'clock Zoom call because I'm speaking to someone in Malaysia. And so by the end of the evening, I'm not totally spent. I'm not resentful because who did I give first to? Me.
Yeah.
And now my cup is now overflowing, but it's full.
Yep.
So now what do? I anchor that evening to mirror my morning. I do a 10-minute yoga. I stay still. I have a good, nutritious meal, all clean. I listen to some music. I may do a puzzle because puzzles make me happy. Sometimes I'll take a walk after dinner. I tap into that 6-year-old Zoraida who didn't feel safe and
Yes.
ask her, what do you need right now from me? I'm here for you. I love you, whatever you want. And I just listen. Oh, and by the way, and my friends are like, I can't believe you do this. But I schedule myself at 3 o'clock every day just to be with God, just to be with God. Because there's messages he's trying to get me to understand. But if I'm busy all day, I can't hear it.
Yeah.
So I have to take that time. And so sometimes I'll do a Reiki session. Sometimes I'll listen to music. And sometimes I'll just take a nap. Sometimes I feel very invigorating. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do yoga and then I'm going to do Pilates. But either way, it's just me
Yeah.
and no one else. And I'm just doing whatever I love. And the messages, oh, I'm known to take salt baths between Zoom calls. That's another way. Now, I don't always recommend it because I've been late to 2 meetings, only two in the last 7 or 8 years, because I was like, oh my God, I got a meeting. I got a Zoom meeting. I got to get out of this tub, right? But again, it's to tap into whatever makes your 6-year-old happy. I teach people that devotion to self. I do it every day, morning and night.
Yeah.
That way, I'm not over giving. That way, I'm not resentful. And I'm always loving myself. My
Yeah.
spiritual teacher says it's important. God wants you to love yourself
Mm.
and love yourself some more.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
It's not narcissistic. It's
No.
not self-absorbed. He wants you to love yourself because here's the
It's not
thing.
selfish, yeah, or self-serving.
The moment you love yourself in that way, the way
Yeah.
you and I love ourselves, you end up, and this is so true, you devote to community because you've already devoted, you can devote to yourself, and then you devote to God.
Yeah.
And that changes the world.
Yes. Wow. The message you just shared is so important for everybody, but I think that women are especially in need of this message, right?
Very so, very much so.
Because we are innately born to be caretakers,
Yes.
to nurture others, right? We're mothers, we're daughters, like that's who we innately were created to be.
Mhm.
And so understanding the whole idea of giving from the overflow, I always use the analogy of we have to give from the saucer, not the cup, right? You have a cup of tea, cup of coffee. So we have to give from the saucer, which means we give from the overflow.
Yep.
Because if we tap into the saucer, we're losing part of us. But if we're giving from the saucer, that means we're giving from our overflow, right? And understanding there's always enough to go around as long as you're filling the cup with
Yeah.
you,
Mhm.
right? And that idea of, the conditioning, the societal conditioning of self-love is selfish. I don't know who started that, but that is not godly.
I bet you it was a man.
I'm sure, right? We're not going like, but
But
yes,
I love men,
I
so
do too.
so do
I do
you,
too.
right? So
But it's so true. Like God, what? We are made in the image of God. Why would God say, "But don't love yourself. That's too much."
yeah.
What?
Hmm.
No. Like all of the things we've accepted and carried, and then we find out for what? No, this is not who I was created to be. And I am not carrying those on or giving those to my generation, next generation. I'm not
Right.
going to teach my children that.
That's
I
right.
am not, I am going to build the next generation knowing you were loved first. It is your responsibility, your innate responsibility and birthright to love you
That's right.
and to give from that saucer.
And doesn't that make for a better world? I mean, look at it. Look at what we're going through now, all the
Brilliant.
wars, right? If if we were all brought up to love ourselves first, hell, we can sit here and have conversations of differences in a more acceptable way. It would change everything. I know it doesn't sound like something huge, but it does. That ripple effect is huge. It's big. It
It is.
changes the world.
It is. It is.
It changes the world,
Yep.
especially women who are at an age where now their children have left the house because they went to college, they got married. Their spouses, they may be widowed, they may be divorced. This is the women who come to me are going, what now?
Yep.
How do I undo everything I've done? And I'm like, no, you don't have to undo anything. You just have to tweak it.
Have to shift it. Yep.
And you do these things with micro habits. They don't have to be. See, you and I are in this for a
1%.
while. You and I have been
1%.
in this for a while. But you and I both know that it started with those micro habits. And whenever
Yep.
we want to make a shift, you do the micro habits.
Yeah.
So not too long ago, I was on a show actually, a workshop. And I did a 30-minute devotion to self goal setting using AI. I showed people how to devote to self using AI in less than 5 minutes. And so what did I do? I gave them my energy quiz, which shows them not where they're deficient, it just shows them where they're at that moment, because it shifts every week, right? And so one of the gentlemen said, okay, my mind, right, is at 10%. I want to increase that. I want to show up more of myself. So how can you help me? So we asked ChatGPT, how can he make these kind of shifts? I forgot exactly what he wanted to do in less than 5 minutes. And ChatGPT gave us a whole bunch of stuff, and everyone was like, whoa, including me. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't have to take giant leaps.
No.
They're
And by the
just
way, we're going
little.
to include that quiz in the show notes so you can take that quiz as well. So I will include that link because everybody should get to share this. Zoraida, I'm so sorry. We are out of time again. It's like there's just not enough time to get all of the goodness out of you. What a blessing. Thank you so much for coming on my show. Thank you so much for sharing your heart, your realness, your authenticity, your joy. It's been such a privilege and a pleasure for me. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I just appreciate you. And I hope that we continue these conversations and that we continue to change the world from this place. So,
And we will.
and we
And thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
enjoyed myself. And
Thank
I
you.
always enjoy being with you, Martha.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching another episode of Let Glory Shine. I will be back, same place, same station next week. Until then, just remember you are loved. Good night.
Let glory shine from the ashes I rise. Every scar a story, every tear